Hey everybody, Shay here. Welcome back to another vlog where I break down My Hero Academia on my journey through manga, and we're going to be working on chapter 4 today. It's called Starting Line. It is 20 pages long, and yeah, I was going to walk away, but I kind of want to re-experience the continuation of what happened after the test because, well, I just do, because I remember it being cool. So I'm going to bring you along on this journey. But just as a reminder, I have read through this volume 1 already on a single pass, and I do forget some details at this point. So I'll work through those as slowly as I go. Past this volume, I'll be reading them on a first pass basis, and so you'll get my my blind reaction to these moments, as well as me trying to figure out the narrative pattern stuff on the fly and trying to speculate as I go about what the narrative beats are going to be and see if they pan out the way I expect, or whether I'm going to get some red herrings put in. I'll talk about those devices. I got one called red herrings. I got another one that's called disruptors. And the pattern I'm using is a simplified one called a story spine. The story spine is made up of 8 pieces. Those 8 pieces are spread out across Act 1 to Act 3, Act 2 being double the length of Act 1 and 3. So that's kind of the summary of things. And I'm using the story spine method as a way to sort of guide me, put me on the rails, because otherwise I'll just derail all the time. I need to have a focus of what I'm aiming for. And in this particular case, it's 20 pages long, this chapter. So every 5 pages or so, it's going to be an act switch. And so it allows me to organize my thoughts one act at a time and see where the page, this particular series so far has been very, very consistent with putting the act switches at key moments, like on a page flip. So I'm going to get ahead here just to kind of, keep this within context, but we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right here. So for example, I already know that this panel is going to be a vital act change from Act 1 to Act 2. Right, so things like that. It just makes it cool because it keeps me focused on what to look for, and then I really delve in to things as simple as just like key phrases that are being mentioned, and I'm looking for a repetition and stuff like that. I'm a little warmed up now from the last chapter, so that's why I kind of just pressed record. I want to just go for this. Where we ended off is, of course, Deku kicking off the One for All power. Of course, only his arm seems to grow. He does demolish his fist by punching the hell out of this 0-point mech here in order to save the girl here that helped him not fall on his face at the beginning of chapter 3. And so we're going to get a continuation of this. Now, these 2 chapters really do feel like the same story with a split in them. So it might have felt... It feels like this. You could probably break this down into the story structure as the other one was what, 24 pages and 20 pages, so 48. If you were 44 page, you could probably break this down too into those patterns, and it might work out. It might work out. But in this particular case, it was split as a 2-parter with a massive cliffhanger, which hasn't really happened in the series yet. But that one was like a legit, that was like a typical like comic book cliffhanger moment where you really get to the page, the end, the last page, which is also vital, and then you go, oh my god, it's over, and now you gotta come back for the next episode, for the next chapter. You gotta see what happens. And so we get the I was about to cut the start here. So it's just like before. So we get a little clip of him that comes from from chapter 1 of him charging in against the goop monster, like doing something without thinking, essentially. So we're going to get a reminder. That callback right there is important. Running in without thinking. Wait, no, it's not. Oh, this time. Ah! So he's fallen to his, basically, well, from his perspective, probably to his death. I'm falling. Wait, was that All Might's power? Is that how I jump so high? Wherever I land, I'm going to splatter. So, well, I mean, if you got All Might's power, maybe you got super durability. That's disgusting. I remember when I first went through this, I was like, I don't understand. So it was like, because, you get to this point and you're like, oh, well, his fist is bloody, but he's not like screaming, but it's likely shock at this point, to be honest. But it's like, oh, or maybe it's All Might's power and he doesn't really feel all the pain that he should be feeling at this moment. So I didn't key in to what, I don't know, what's the point? He got the power, and then the power went away and his fist is a little bruised. So what? And then you get to this, oh God, chapter 4, and you get these 2 words right here, and that made me sick. The first time, because in my head I was just like, the arm is literally just going, because he shattered every bone in his arm. That's disgusting. So then I he realizes it, and he's falling, and then you may be a proper vessel now. So he's remembering what was said to him. You may be a proper vessel now, but you were put together in a hurry. You've had no time to get used to your power. Prepare for some real kickback. This much, though? Well, duh, I'm an idiot. Is he barfing while he's fallen? That's also disgusting. This is All Might's power we're talking about. It's only been 10 months. I can only barely contain it. Only barely. This borrowed power. I got carried away in that moment. So this is setup. So this is important. So to the story spine we go. We have in the beginning. So once upon a time, we have a boy named Deku who gets the power of All Might. And he's in the examination. He's in the preliminary exams. And he kicks off his power. And he uses it for a 0-point gain. Destroys his arm in the process. So we got an every day here, but of course it's an every moment because days aren't passing in this particular story. So, but it's the idea of the everyday pattern is more what's the routine? Like what's the pattern? Like what's the repetition? Well, the repetition is, I guess, maybe him realizing that he did say, like, what was that, chapter 2, that he feels like he cheated, like that kind of idea. He got help from All Might, but he still achieved it, and he was told by All Might, yeah, well, but you still had to do the work in order to get the rewards. And so we get a bit of a repetition of Deku second guessing himself, is how I would put it. So every day he doesn't feel like, even though he feels like he wants to be this thing, maybe he doesn't feel like he deserves it, or he can't handle it, or he's got that self-doubt, you know. So I've only been given a place at the starting line. That's all. Think. What do I do? What do I do? So he's thinking about the Detroit Smash from Channel. So he's thinking of options here. He's like, he's from his perspective, he's going to splatter. So he's thinking, well, instead of splattering, he could do a Detroit Smash, but he's going to wreck his body. If he wrecked his arm by punching a mech, imagine him calling a power like that on a fall. Like he could destroy his entire body, right? But my legs and right arm are shot. So his legs are even shot from jumping, from pushing the jump. Got to be the left arm. If I can aim at the ground, but timing is everything. So even though he's wrecked right now, his legs and his arm are gone. He's got one healthy arm. But I mean, he's going to think this through and he's going to get out of it, you know? Too early or too late, and I'm dead. Even if I pull it off, I've still got no points. And with my left arm broken, I can't possibly pass. Bye! And of course, we're about to hit that page flip, right? Bing, bing. What happens? Whomp! Slaps him across the face. You say, what? What you say? Well, that might have been my confusion here. Let's go back. Let's do a callback. The last episode where I got a little confused because I thought it was all the same story because I'm going off of memory here and I didn't remember all the details. Back right here to the second page, to the fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, to the 5th page here. We're gonna go back to here where she manages to stop him from falling, and she has. I mean, it's a very small, subtle detail there, but you can see just kind of this thing coming off her hand here. But of course, we don't see how that worked, right? But then you're about to find out. In any case, I won't spoil it yet. Let's go. I mean, y'all know you're here because you already know the story. It's like commentary right now. It's like the commentary on a DVD from a guy who knows nothing about manga. Or but anyways, so hopefully I'm still providing some information that's kind of entertaining. So she's on this piece right here where she's making this float because of course she's Gravity Girl, whatever her name is. I'll remember it, and we'll get it soon. But in any case, she's on this thing, and she slaps him, which of course you're like, what the hell? And then he's fallen, and then whoosh, release, tap. Smash. So everything falls. So is that an ERP? An ERP, like she's gonna puke because it's basically like a roller coaster ride. I'm saved. Well, she saved me. Is she okay? Is she hurt? He's still thinking about her, despite he could have like destroyed himself. Like, you know, thank goodness. At least there's that. Just 1 point. Crawl. It's all over. And then poof. So you got the Bakugo smirk there. Of course, you got the Deku tears. Gotta be consistent. You gotta be consistent. So let's count this through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got the once upon a time. Explain it. So every day the repetition is like he's gonna have that self-doubt. But one day, in this particular case, he gets saved. And one day but one day he ends the test. But one day the test is over. He is of course distraught because he's got no points. So how is he possibly going to get into UA with no points? So you got that guy. What was that? Well, it was a true hero. Jackasses. So he jumped right at that gimmick. It's kind of important, though. But, must have a strength enhancing quirk. But that was something else. But with a quirk like that, how did this kid get to be such a scaredy cat? Was it all an act to throw us off? Can't see how it helped him, though. This is everyone's saying. I don't know if this is the same people. It's just chatter right there. And again, this is like a clever way of doing it, right? Because we don't see the people. We hear their voices because, of course, we're almost in like Deku's perspective now, right? It's actually pretty clever. And this isn't usually used in Western comic storytelling, but it's a clever thing because you just got these words saying chatter. It just kind of gives you like this. You get to envision what that means. The storyteller is giving you this information, these visual signals. And sometimes the visual signals are just words. But then you're absorbing them and your mind is actually creating these scenes beyond the panel. Anyways, either way, he's something special. So even though they're saying like, what the hell was the point of that? Like that was a disaster. But hey, no one else jumped in to a 0-pointer, right? And then you have the overachiever here. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about something here. That's not it. Weren't they even watching? He jumped in to save the girl. The remaining time, his own safety, what he needed to pass. There was a lot to consider. But he didn't hesitate. Not at all. So we're going to get that call back to chapter 1. I mean, sure, if this weren't an exam, I would have done the same. So overachiever is realizing, sure, he's got the points. I forgot how the points work out. We're about to find out. This nobody still did something he did not do. And even though it was worth 0 points, the overachiever values that. He values it because it's something he didn't do. And he over expects from himself, and that becomes his limiter. There's a bit of a trait going on here. And it's a nice dichotomy, right? It's a nice balance here between these two characters already. So I hope this guy keeps coming up and we're going to get more dynamics between these two because you have Deku, right, which is he has to try as hard as possible. He cannot let up, and because he's always starting at the starting line, right? That's the name of this chapter. He's always at the starting line. He feels like he's always behind everyone else because he's at the starting line while everyone else is working towards the finish line or getting very close to the finish line. Or they got because he's got the handicap in this scenario, right? Where everyone else the normal in this setting, in this world, is the 80% that have these powers. Especially in this particular case, everyone has a power who is trying to work for this exam, Whereas this guy, he overexcels, but maybe he hasn't. But he has other things to learn. He's got the spirit, Is how that I'm kind of seeing it. He's got the spirit, and it's innate. He's got the skills and the power, but he doesn't have that spirit. He has to find inspiration in order to be like Deku, who's a nobody. From his words, not mine. Or his thoughts, not mine. I mean, sure, if this was an exam. So we get this, the exam, of course, could be, yes, well done. Well done, good work. So we get this new character coming in here. I love her. Yes. Haribo candy for all. Eat up. Haribo, okay. That mademoiselle, she's the backbone of UA. So your own beloved quirk did this to you? She says to poor Deku. Almost looks as though your body isn't used to it. Smooch. Granny. I don't think that means anything except you're supposed to feel the moment of this is like a grandma giving you that love and kiss. Her quirk is super healing factor. Nice wordplay there. I just caught on to it. Super healing factor. Not like Wolverine, though. No. This super healing factor is different. It's in large part thanks to her presence that the UA dares to host such wild exams. This one will be fine. Any other hurt children? Youthful heroine. Recovery girl. It's so absurd. It's so great. Nursing instructor. I find that great because my perception... I was wondering, like, why do I think that she's like an old lady, Well, because they went granny right here. So my perception is that this character... Sorry for the blur. Of course, you heard me say that before. She's like an older lady, But her name is still Recovery Girl because she was Recovery Girl when she probably took her exams, and she kept the name Recovery Girl. So she's Recovery Girl, even if she's 80, doesn't matter. She does granny kisses to heal people with a super healing factor. Not like Wolverine. No. So that was a flip, was it not? 1, 2, 3. Let's check where we're at. And so that was our page 10. That's our midpoint. I keep forgetting to return back to the story spine because these happen so quickly now that, but we kind of get it, right? We're kind of getting reminded. We're getting a callback to the first half of this book, actually, which if you're looking at this volume as a story spine, we would be at the midway point for this particular volume. So we're getting the introduction of characters, the journey, the rules, all that stuff. The exposition is going to happen here. All that important stuff is going to happen in this mid chunk, right? I've talked about, oh, damn it, I lost my page count again. So this mid chunk is kind of this is our act 2, right? I mean, he manages to finish the exam, whether he did well or not. He's not really thinking about it right now, I'll tell you that much. But because he took this punishment, and so we got it because of that, of course, is because of that, we get introduced to Granny, and he gets healed, He's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay. What is the complication here? Is because I forget. I legitimately forget now. And so because I thought all of that was in the last story, in my memory when I was doing chapter 3. So I want to kind of think about, okay, what are we working towards here from an analytical perspective? What is the Deku challenge here? That's what I'm looking for next in the next 5 pages. Until finally, he's going to come to terms with the fact that he is. We'll find out. Let's keep going. So 1 week later. So we have a time flip here between pages. Of course, you got between this page right here, the sliver. You got the transfer of time or space. Working our way towards the climax here and the challenge and the conflict. Now we do still get the chapters wrapping up where this person's thoughts are at, which is he's thinking. So the overachiever is thinking through this. Yes, if the exam is set up in that way, then he grind. So he's grinding his teeth. So this guy knows something we as an audience don't know yet, and I don't remember. I can make an assumption because I know where this is. But he knows something. And he's calculating possible point gains out of the action that he was taking, even though it was a 0-point thing. But I don't think Deku knew or was calculating what this dude is calculating. But we'll find out when I find out. You'll find out. So 1 week later. So he's 1 week later, he's eating some fish here. Is that his mom? I think he's with his mom. Izuku? Are you okay? Stop smiling at that fish. The smile theme coming up again. Always take on challenges with a smile. Sorry, I'm fine. By my own calculations, I just barely passed the written portion. But my incredible goose egg score in the practical makes it all pointless. And since the day of the test, All Might hasn't contacted me. There's a letter. It should come today or tomorrow, right? So the mom is trying to be just supportive and stuff like that, letter from All Might will come, or the letter from the UA application. Oh, your dear mom thinks it's wonderful that you even tried. So this is again. I mean, I know that in the first, I was hard on her. I was intentionally hard, but I do know where the things go. I know this gets lighter, but the first setup here with the mom for me comes across as someone who's like, you could have approached this differently. You're, a kid growing up, they're developing their identity in the first kind of 8 to 12 years. There's a certain kids will develop these traits, and those traits will carry with them. They'll carry those traits into their adolescent years and then into adulthood. Like you can generally find a trait that comes from your childhood that you're still like that today, even you're an adult and you're still doing things that you can go, when this happened when I was 8. This caused this, and now this is something I'm working against. I'm always working to overcome. And so I took it as that right away because I can identify with Deku, from that very specific perspective, kind of not being limited, but not really being supported in dreams and ideas. And I had some learning difficulty because I had language difficulty growing up, learning English. And so the way I learned things was just different. And so when I kind of trained myself to learn differently, I started to excel in post education. But until then, it was a rough going. It was rough going, and I carried that with me until I kind of came at it. That's part of what supported me kind of doing analysis and deconstruction as a hobby, because I was doing that for myself. There was a point in my life in my 20s where I really wanted to get at the bottom of things and turn everything around and kind of be more present about things. And it's all kind of interwoven. It's a weird topic for me to bring up in the middle of this, but it's basically me saying I can identify with the first half of this, with Deku kind of carrying that with him, and now he always has a self-doubt. What do you think that comes from? It comes from his mom, like trying to be supportive and like that she's always thinking for the best, thinking the best for him, and to not support ideas that would have him be in states of mind like this, where he's like over hopeful, right? Over hopeful, and she's kind of trying to simmer that down so that he doesn't get crushed, and she's trying to be protective, but her trying to be protective is actually not very helpful sometimes. There's a time and place for this, yes, and I'm sure that she's doing it for the right reasons here. But in any case, it might be a personal bias, you know? Anyway, so I never told Mom about All Might. That's a secret I have to keep, so you can go on being the symbol of peace. I don't even think it'd be right to tell my family. All Might. I don't know what you saw in me. I'm sorry. Self-doubt again. Now, is it accidental that it's on this page with this particular moment here with the mom? Oh, your dear old mom thinks it's wonderful that you even tried, right? I mean, she's being hopeful here. I'll be fair with her. The letter, it should come today or tomorrow, right? I mean, your dear mom thinks it's wonderful that you even tried. I mean, she's being hopeful. I'm being a little hard. But in any case, you do get this self-doubt reminder here. This is a trait of Deku, and you know, yet he's like owned it because he's had to carry it with him his whole life, that he had no quirks. He had his own mental obstacles to work against, you know. I'm saying you know a lot, aren't I? It's because I trail into thought as I'm working through things. I gotta stop that. Okay, so All Might, I don't know what you saw in me. I'm sorry, but I did what I thought was right. All Might, I did what I thought you want. Izuku. Page turn again. Boom, letter. It's really here. Fidget. I love that he uses words just to convey the action. It could be just a stump, whatever the word might be there. But like, what word do you use for this? For someone fidgeting around, fidget. Just use the word fidget, and show it with some expression. And so he rips open the letter, which of course with dramatic fashion. This is a projection. All Might. Huh? I thought this was from UA. It's been a while. There's been much to deliberate on. Apologies. I'm in town for one reason only. I've come to teach at UA. At UA? All Might. What's that you say? Get to the point. Whatever I say to him can be said later? Fine. Got it. So he's talking to someone off screen. That one threw me off it threw me off again. But it threw me off the first time I read it for sure. Because I was like, who's talking to who right now, man? Like, you guys aren't giving me, like, you kind of have to kind of fill in the blanks here, and it is difficult sometimes. That's a little clunky. It's not the first time it's happened in the writing. It's generally pretty good flow, you know? But when Kohei, the creator, is trying to get a lot done in those particular beats that have to happen in particular times, it does get crunchy, and it's missing kind of like visual steps that you have to pull in those cues. You don't have to, but it would be super helpful, because I mean, I got tripped up again. I'm like, who's he talking to? Who's even saying this? I don't see the tail on the balloons. I don't know who's anyways. But so I work through it. So it's someone in the screen. This is a recording. Someone's in the screen. Basically, they get to the point, and I say the rest later. You can move on. You're a teacher. Okay, got it. So he's just sending a recording to Deku. So even if you pass the written portion, getting 0 points on the practical naturally results in a failure. Bum bum bum. I love that dramatic panel right there, of like he's hearing this. So you get to, so this back shot here is you don't get a shot of the face, and there's like something to be said with that from a cinematography perspective. Is like you're losing. It's kind of the character is closing themselves off from allowing their feelings to be seen via their expression. You know, you even see it here. You see the lines here. Of course, he's sad that you're not seeing him cry, but these lines going down kind of give you that impression of depression. You know, impression of depression. Concealing his eyes, of course, because eyes are where the spirit is, the personality of a person, the emotion. And so it's concealing it. He's kind of going internally. He's pushing it, pulling inwards. He's like, that depresses him, because like he's tried so hard to get to this point right now. And it's in these two little panels. It's kind of showing that emotion, you know. I knew it. But that's not the end of the story. Oh, but clenched fist. We've seen the clenched fist before, right? That's a symbol of determination. Chapter 2 that happened in, when he gets the power, and he's like, I can do this, you know. But this is a reversal here. Reversal of a pattern of repetition. So we have, I knew it, but clench, I'm pathetic. So that crushing self-doubt. But that's not the end of the story. But then you have that glimmer of hope, because that is our Deku. But that's not the end of the story. Let me entertain you. Please watch the screen. Excuse me, but that nice girl, she came to see us right after the test. Why, you ask? Stay tuned. The curly-haired boy with freckles. You know the one. He's really plain looking. She means me. I'm the really plain looking guy. I'm the boring. I love it. Okay. Can you give him some point? This is great. Can you give him some of the points I earned? At the end, he was saying just 1 point. I heard him. That means he didn't get any points, right? What can you even do? At least however many points he gave up trying to save me. I got chills. There was absolutely no need for you to put yourself in danger. You've acquired your quirk, and you've moved others with your actions. It's a great page. Where the hell am I? Because I need to know. I didn't know how this fits in. That's great. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So on page 16 of 20, we're like, this is Act 2 to Act 3. This is our Act 2 to Act 3 moment. This is our climax moment, right? We're giving like, it's the depression, it's the kind of the conflict, the moment of self-doubt, that he is his own obstacle right now. He's his own antagonist, his inner doubt. And then we get the moment, the catalyst. You'll hear me say that a lot from Act 2 to Act 3, because there's always something that has to be you get to that peak, and then you get it here, that she's willing to sacrifice her points or some of her points in order for him to still be validated for what he did. Even though it was worth 0, he should be validated because he's inspired others. That boy, he saved my life. This exam, you see, we weren't just watching for villain-based points. I'm afraid we can't give you your points, but there shouldn't be a need for it, my little listener. Pat. A hero course that rejects those who do the right thing is no hero course at all. This is our Act 3. This is our until finally he gets validated for, even though he's doing things for nothing, he's getting validated for being a hero in a hero course. He needs to be recognized for that. And then think this is all for the cameras. Think what you want. In this job, you risk your life and put your money where your mouth is. This might have been we're getting to the end. We're getting to the end. So we're still until finally we're getting in the whole recognition stage. Rescue points. We're also a factor here. Another fundamental way for UA to evaluate you. 60 points for Izuku Midoriya. Wow! Wow! And while we're at it, 45 for Ochaku. Oh God, I'm going to stumble on this one. Araka. That one's trick. I'm just going to say Ochaku. Ochaku. I never thought you're in. Boom. So it turns everything around. Come now, Midoriya. It's so epic right now. This will be your Hero Academy. It's so like, switch the whole panel on that motherfucker. You know, calm down. Okay, so all the help I got, it's changed my life. Rub. Of course, Midoriya crying, because that's a staple. Yeah. So began the high school career I dreamed of. And so ever since then, he got validated. That's the end. That's our end. That's our last point right here. Boom, you're in. And now denouement. So that's the hero's journey. Again, I would say this one crossed a couple chapters. It's probably the entire beat. Yeah, it is. It's flat out the entire beat right there. I would say that's about 50% of the experience. That's our Act 2. I called it B. That's our Act 2. And I really feel like that on its own had an arc. Which was pretty solid, because in the hero's journey arc, you get to this point where something happens and then it changes the hero forever. Like it changes. And so I'm hoping, I do forget, we'll see if it comes back up. Yeah, we'll see. But the moment here, from a hero journey perspective, would be that he becomes a new person. Something happens, he gets accepted, and now he effectively gets an opportunity to reverse all of these self-defeatist perspectives of himself. That becomes his evolution. And so he gets to see the world in a different way as a hero in a hero academy. So he's gotten to the end of the journey for now. I feel like this really does. I would even say like this first chunk right here. It feels like the story arc to me. So we got a bonus page here for Ochako. I'm going to need help with this one. Because even like CH, I doubt that's Och. I doubt that's a ch sound, because that's an English sound. In Portuguese, it's a sh sound, right? So I don't know what that is from a Japanese translation perspective. Okako, is it just like hard? They're just hard sounds. Okako, or kara. That's almost hard for me. I can't do this with my. I can't do this. Your aka. Your araka. I can't. That one. I'm having trouble. That one I'm trouble. Okay, so we have the house clothes here version. Birthday December 27th. 156 centimeters. Favorite things: starry skies, Japanese food, all of it. All of it, babe. So we have behind the scenes. I'd planned to have her appear with Izuku a lot, so she needed to be cheery enough to drive their conversations. She's unexpectedly brazen and frank. Proof that there's no hidden side of her, if you catch my drift. Early on, oh, it was Mountain Lady. I did remember. Early on, Mountain Lady, who appeared in Chapter 1, was going to be the heroine. But when it comes to a girl whose only power is growing, taking that to its logical conclusions just brought about all sorts of problems, and the character started getting pretty dark, so I changed her. The moment when I came up with her name was the first time in my manga career when I thought myself a true genius. It's such a nuanced name. Editor's note, her name literally means tea girl pretty day. Oh. With her last name being a homophone with one way to say beautiful. Wordplay. That's wonderful. Okahako? Does that come closer? Okahako Uraraka? That one's rough. Okay, so Uraraka is the beautiful and pretty day. Tea-girl, pretty day. So, tea-girl, pretty day. Tea-girl, beautiful. That's fun. Okay, so that's it for Chapter 4. It does look like the next 3 chapters are about 20 pages each, so it looks like that's going to be the standard kind of length going forward. And I believe I read that, or it was in a comment or something I read, but that it pretty much is 20 pages get released to something like the Shonen Jump app. That sounds insane to me, that 20 pages a week get created. I do know that the mangaka, I know, I learned that term recently, that the mangaka has assistants and whatnot to help things along, but that still it sounds crazy. That seems like a lot of work, man. I saw one kind of documentary-esque was following around a mangaka for a day and their studio and their assistants, and I believe the comment made in that was that he got the entire issue done in the day. It's like from 10 a.m. I think to 6 p.m. or something. They all got done the issue. What the fuck? It's crazy. It's blowing my mind, man. The more I learn about this, the amount of like just dedication and work and like just go, it's crazy. It's blowing my mind. It's pretty inspirational. I don't think I'll ever get used to just understanding that that's how much is done in such a short period of time. In any case, that's a wrap for Chapter 4. I look forward to breaking down Chapter 5 with all of you. And with that, don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, buddy.